Good morning, everyone. Morning, ladies. How are you doing? Good morning. Welcome
Morning.
to
Morning.
Office Hub Y2A on Auntie Ya's Book Corner. This is our first Facebook Live, our premiere. So, Office Hub is made up of myself, and let me bring our names up so you know who we are. I'm Yafoda Atobra. I'm a published author of 5 books. I'll leave the ladies to introduce themselves.
Oh, okay. I'm Boating Russell, and I've published one book last year. Yeah, talk about it.
Ajuodo Mensa. I also published one book. My coach is like right there, so we get to it.
Thank you. Okay, so we're here today to um we have an interesting topic for discussion today. The purpose of this is a collaboration. In life, you can't do things alone. It's important that you collaborate with others to empower yourselves and also to empower others. So we'll be sharing nuggets from our books from time to time. We'll be either on Facebook or on TikTok
Yeah.
as we deem fit. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go share, and and Ajua can have a chat with you, and I'll let you know when I am done so that we can start.
Hi. I totally forgot about this part, but since Ajo is here, Ajo is good at communicating. So I just speak to our viewers.
Really?
Hello. Excuse me. I just feel like
Mhm.
my sisters, my knowledgeable sisters, too. Yeah, they just trying to put me on the spot. That's how I feel right
They
now.
were Y2 and you are the A.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
So, like, it's like the two Y's. So they
You're the
they have the
special one.
major vote. I'll do that. You know, on social media has expanded, and
Right.
majority of the time, there are so many platforms that we go on. Most of the platforms is very educative, places that are educative, programs that are educative. You don't see a lot of people be involved or
Right.
even participate in it. And the goal for the Y2A is to inspire ourselves,
Mhm.
other people, and also incorporate and empower other people for us to be always feel comfortable enough to share our personal opinion, feelings, and
Right.
also to learn and educate each other. Sometimes some of the things that we have been taught growing up, it may not benefit us.
Okay.
So the
Right.
goal is to learn to develop, and how best do you live your life fruitfully, strong, well, and also make great decisions. Education is one of the many things now across board. Even if you have little education, you benefit from it. So
Right.
education is very important, and between the three of us, we will discuss this, and we also looking for each and every one of you to also contribute your
Mm-hmm.
knowledge regarding education. As to
Right.
whether or not we agree or not, we still need to be respectful, because on this platform we do not condone in disrespect or insult. So
Right.
we're here to have a productive conversation and discussion. And if this does not suit your need, then this will not be the platform to be on.
Yep.
I like
Exactly.
that. Soothe your
Be
needs.
well spoken.
Yes.
Thank you, my dear.
Um, I'm not sure if I've finished sharing, but let's see.
Oh, okay. Hi, Nana Raba.
Welcome.
Oh, there's somebody else.
Yes. Hello, Lady Nika. How are you? Thanks for
Hi.
joining
Welcome
us.
here. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Thank you
Anyway.
for sharing my post. I see that you shared a lot of my post this morning. I appreciate it. I'm not sure if you are the same lady that I've been talking to. Okay, okay. Yes, I thought so. Welcome. Thank you.
Mm,
All right. So I think I'm done sharing. If I remember, I will go back and let's see. So again, we are on this is authors book hub Y2A. And the reason it's called Y2A is, as you can see, there's Ya Foda Tobra, there's Ya Boatma Boating Russell, and then there's Ajua Odomensa. So we are the Y2s and she's the A. Welcome
mm-hmm.
aboard again. So yes, welcome to Authors Hub Y2A. So today the topic is education important? There's a
Yeah.
lot that is going on in the world these days. When we start from the top, the global, and then you bring it down to country, and then you go down into subsections. So
Mm,
um, there's a lot going on, as I said, and do we have the skills to even meet or cope with what is going on in the world? What
mm,
is the mindset of the people? You see, I always say that your greatest asset in this world is your mind.
indeed.
Question is, are you developing it? Usually, when you talk about education, people go, "Oh, there could be any number of excuses." Oh, um, my parents didn't have money. It's not everybody who go to school. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the education piece, the formal schooling, and then
Yeah.
there's the informal aspect that you're not in a classroom, but you do different kinds of things to educate yourself, continuous learning. So we'll start with is education important is the main topic. So ladies, what is education? Who wants to go?
Mm, I'll go. I think my favorite definition, I think it has straight to the point. Yeah.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, education has quite a number of definitions, but my favorite one is it is an enlightening experience
Mhm,
because it makes it broader. It takes you, or how should I say this? It takes you out of the classroom as well, as you were saying
mhm,
in the beginning, because enlightenment can come from anything at all. And
mhm,
life itself gives us some enlightening moments, which when you miss, you don't learn anything from. But if you take advantage of those, you do learn
mhm.
something from. So I would say that's my favorite definition.
Okay, how
Enlightenment.
about you, sis? Oh, are
Um,
you done?
Yeah.
I feel like Sister Ya Boatima just took my ideas out of my mouth and said it. Because when I saw
We've
the
heard that before.
yeah, I know, right? When I saw the enlightenment, right?
Mhm,
Because it's like education is something that helps one develop, right? Because
Yeah.
yes.
when you do not have information, you're going to uh, hinder in a lot of areas, right?
Mhm,
Um, there are some resources and some things that you may not have knowledge of, but
mhm,
people, I mean, we have, like sometimes we have the saying, if you nyansa and school nyansa, education, bookworms, and then, uh, coming, like, house knowledge, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
understand that we do know that some people have certain abilities to be
mhm,
able to develop without education, but it's only a smaller percentage, right?
mhm,
Hmm.
That is in relation to those who have emotional intelligence and they are critical thinkers. But if you have someone who is closed mindset and fixed mindset without education, you're in trouble.
mhm,
Because a lot of times they will not be able to guide others, including
Right.
their children, to be able to develop. right? There
Mhm.
are layers of levels of
Mhm.
education. You come from, because when we start school, you don't start school from kindergarten. You start from pre-K, right? And as you learn
Mhm.
certain things, you get promoted, right? And then you move forward. Before you know it, we have some people who have multiple degrees. Someone will
Okay.
say why you have to all that.
Okay. Thank you. So, Sister Lady Nika says just having information, I think is the word.
Yeah,
Just having information is not enough. Having information and putting it into practice is what helps us to actualize. Thank you.
exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, from Sister Ajua's definition, she's focused on the formal and the informal aspects. She's touched on it. So
Right.
basically, what I found in my digging around research is that it's the development of an improvement in learning, like you're gaining knowledge and skills,
Mhm.
okay, to bring out or develop your potential. The
Yeah.
other part of it refers to the knowledge received through schooling or instruction.
Mhm.
So, um, basically those are some of the pieces of it. It's like Ajua said, it's there's layers to it, so I
Mhm.
don't think we can get into it all of it today, but we'll just be doing the highlights. We'll
Yeah.
be touching on it, and then of course people can also go and do their own research if they want more information. But the key piece of this too is mindset.
Yes.
So
Yes.
as we said, so what is education? So what do you think is the aim of education? Yeah.
Um. The the aim you mentioned it in your last definition of it is
Hmm.
to bring out the potential in you. That's
Hmm.
why it's not just formal, but formal and informal
Inform.
as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
because well, if you look at the system that we went through,
I'm
um,
sorry.
yeah, it's when you think back to it, or when you look back at the system, it doesn't really look at potential or skills. It just looks at marks. And because if you look at how science students were selected, for an example, it's um let's say from those who had high marks from
Mhm.
say 1 to 10,
Mhm.
because at that time we're about 30 in the class, or let's say 1 to 15, and the rest are general arts. That is not looking at skills and trying to build the skills,
Mhm.
because I might be in the 1 to 15, but I hate science because it's not what is in me. So hi, Tony. So yeah, the goal, I think education, the real goal is to bring out the potential, and also um mold the mindset. But
Mhm.
the mindset one is also lacking. I don't know how the system is now, but
Mhm.
I don't see a lot of mindset molding in.
No, not with what we're seeing on social media. I'm sorry.
And in everything that I'm saying right now, I'm referring to the formal education
Mhm.
system. Yeah, I don't see a lot of mindset molding, or even um social, building social skills, which are also very important, because I really lack. I still am not perfect. I'm still building on
Mhm.
it, but I
Mhm.
feel like it should be a big part of education as well. Social building. um I don't know what word to use, but yeah, socializing. I don't know which one, which word to
Yeah,
use, but yeah,
social skills. Yeah,
social
socialization.
skills.
Like,
Yes, social skills. That's the word that was missing in my mind. Social skills in order to cope in life in general. And I'll leave that to Ajua to elaborate, because she's the expert on
Oh my
social
God.
skills.
You see, today they're trying
okay,
to put me on.
let's go.
When it comes to, when I think of education,
Mhm.
I look at trees. You see, when you see a tree blossoming, you have
Yeah.
a lot of branches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the general aim, and then you have the specific aim, what it
Mhm.
is that you want in life, right? Because we do have some people, they will tell you, they're not intelligent enough, so they feel that doing having um how you we have people who do vocational skills, right? And
Right.
Yes.
then you have those who also will focus on, when it comes to vocational skills, will fall under general aim. And then you have the culture, the moral, which is specific, because you have every tribes have their own specific culture that they set. And sometimes, you have to follow through that. If you one of those people who go outside of that, you be cast out, right? Or you be labeled in so many ways. So having education, as Sister Ya Watma said, socialization skills, in order for you to uh, kind of grow, right, and be
Mm-hmm.
able to learn different skills and when to utilize it, you need to be able to talk to different people
Right.
and be able to have their understanding from their level of knowledge and then your level. Because a lot of times, just because Sister Ya is saying something that I quite do not agree, doesn't mean what she's saying is wrong or
Right.
what I'm saying is wrong. People who have education, and they have a strategic goal, they know exactly what they want. So when you meet with them and you have different type of conversation, they are receptive to what you're saying, and then hold on to their own without someone easily manipulating them.
Mhm. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So basically, what I have is that the aim of education is to ensure or assure the survival of the human race.
Ye-
You
Yes.
have to,
That contains
like
everything.
we are in a day and age that I would think that ignorance is no longer bliss, but it appears to be because people are maybe clueless, but they
Mhm.
don't even want to learn or know anything different from what they have, right?
Mhm.
Also, education helps maintain intellectual and cultural traditions, which Sister Ajua mentioned there, and it helps in developing enlightened and enlightening a civilization. Yeah, for human well-being and economic development. So,
Right.
economic development, that is key because that's development of the skill sets of the individuals who form a community or a society. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just had this is not related, but I just have a few things I put down with regards to education, like synonyms for education: schooling, teaching, tutoring, development, instruction, training, tuition, and preparation. So, like we said, a community cannot function without education, be it
Right.
formal or informal, because you need to develop your human resource to take up various positions in the community or in the society for the greater good of everyone. And if you're not focusing on education, then I believe that the society has a very big problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Just a sec. Nanaraba had put up some comments that I need to read. Oh, let's see.
I love that she has so many insightful information.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. I think I missed it. It's one of them is gone, but she said the aim of education is to bring enlightenment, clarity, know-how, and skills. Maybe later on I can scroll up. It's not letting me scroll up, so I can.
Oh.
Tony says, I've seen a couple of parents who don't have much money, but they be like, I want my children to attend expensive school so that they can make friends with the richest kids in the school, which can also build some connections along the way. Someone will say that, oh, every school is a school, but sometimes do the name of that institution sharpen the kids, being it good or bad. It is true. That's networking.
Very true.
That's
Networking.
that's
Mm-hmm.
association,
Yeah.
because if you send your child to Ghana International School, chances are they'll be rubbing shoulders with the kids of ambassadors to your country. So that is so true. And I mean, the thing is, we're not here to look down on anybody who
No.
went to Shui or whatever school, but we're just saying that your connections in life are also important. So you need
Yeah.
to talking of these social skills, when you get thrown into a social setting, how do you manage yourself? Are you able to carry out a decent conversation,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to be able to hold your own? So, okay.
I think it
Um,
builds confidence too, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
If you're
yes,
able to. Yeah.
yes. So we're going to go to why is education important? Who wants to start that?
Hmm.
I think we went over education is important, right? Or no? Oh, we gave
No,
the
that is the
Mm.
topic. So,
Um,
but we're saying why is it important?
it kind of seeps. It kind of seeps through the aim of
Mm,
education because yeah, it's important because it helps you. We've mentioned some of the things. It helps you build skills
mhm,
for life. Yeah. And then as you say, building communities, I had it down. I had
mhm,
like social communities, building professional communities, like when you later on in life, like at the tertiary institutions, when you're specialized, you're able to build like, professional
mhm,
communities. And I also have down it gives you opportunities because then um, you have something. Um, okay, let's say for the formal education, after your
mhm,
formal education, you have like a clear path
mhm,
way that you can actually follow. For
mhm.
for us, it was just formal education, finish school, get a job, get
Go
a nine to
past.
five job. But yeah, but now we know that that's not the only path way to go. So education actually,
Mm,
yes, it does.
yeah.
Education
yes,
actually,
darling. Hmm.
mhm.
It opens up a lot of doors for us,
Yes, it does. It
when
does
it comes to
actually.
education.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. And
Okay.
yeah,
I'll go and then I'll let Hajua come in. So what I found is that it provides stability in life and it like the opportunities, right? It increases chance for better career opportunities and other things. And it opens new doors, as you were saying.
mm,
Also, it provides financial security.
yeah,
Like you can apply for higher paying jobs if you have the skill set to match what they
well,
are asking for,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then, yeah, because you have the skills needed to get there. So
mm,
if you are bettering yourself each time when a job comes out, you look and go, I satisfy this, I satisfy that, I satisfy that one, I'm going to apply. And then
mhm,
you go through the competition and see where it gets you.
yeah,
Also, it's needed for equality. Like, in some society, like it bridges the gap between social classes. Like if
right.
people are given the same opportunities for education, that gap will be narrowed, right?
Yeah,
Like where we come from, we have it's like rich, poor. But when you come to the diaspora, it's kind of evens out, right? Like there's
it's
a,
a lot
a
of
large middle class. So
mm,
there's because I find that, a lot of times we there be before, right? I'll say
mhm,
some of this in tree. We criticize Abrofo. Oh, they are this or that, but your chrome no yeah, chrome na yeti. I'll
mhm.
tell you this. Nanaraba's comment, yeah, she had the comment. I don't remember all of it, but she said she went to UCC. So did I. Hello,
Wow.
alumni.
So you guys have something in common. When you're not say,
you know, it's like I'll tell you that I chewed por past and forgot. I
Mhm,
learned critical thinking. I had to learn it when I came into this society.
mhm.
Like who I am now is not who I was back home.
Right.
Learning has taken place. I believe in giving credit where it's due. You see your chrome maybe who come and sit and say, oh, Oti Abrochinsi or see Abrochi, yeah, Abrochi is better than the country. No, we speak the truth. We call a
Yeah.
spade a spade.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be learned. Look, I have classmates who maybe they did English or they did other courses. Maybe now some of them are lawyers, some of them are nurses, some of them are doctorates, whatever. You can in the diaspora, I think things are more fluid. You could have been called down back home, but you come here, maybe some skill, some testing, and you are able to get into a particular field
Yeah.
that you want to get into. So
Mhm.
we need to we need to give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Like, let's be honest, let's be real. There's opportunities here. So if
Yeah.
you come from your country and you come and stay here and you still stay the same, you have a big problem. You need to take advantage of the system and develop your mindset. It's really helpful. If you had said years ago that I'll be sitting here talking to people, I would have said, no, it's a big lie.
Me
But
too.
yes, okay. We grow and we learn. I was a Toastmaster. I took Toastmaster in at work years ago. 2022 is how long ago? So I say that you always have to have a few words that when somebody puts you on the spot to speak, you can string out and speak. So life is, there's a formal and there's the informal things that we're doing. You have to read, you have to read too, right?
Right.
So anyway, then education, it allows you to be self-dependent. You're not relying on others. When we tell a woman to get educated, it's not get educated and come and lord it over a man. It's so that you pull your weight alongside, because anything can happen. Divorce can happen, death can happen, and then what happens to you and your kids,
Right.
right? And also financial independence. It also allows you to make your own choices.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said before that, okay, I've written 5 books. I didn't have to get a dime from my husband. A traditional local whatever person will come and say, oh, she's disgracing her husband. No, he should be proud that I didn't
Yeah.
ask him for a dime because I have my own money. Let
Mm-hmm.
me read Tony's comment before I lose it. It says, being educated, I guess, is like traveling to a place where you haven't been before. You will see new things that you haven't seen before during the trip. The trip opens your eyes towards certain things pertaining to certain situations. It molds and uplifts you in some ways which a common person wouldn't know. So being educated does a lot of things positively in the lives of people. We can usually make them outstanding. Thank you. It's like any individual, for me, even if I'm to put it, divert to the spiritual angle. You've been brought here for a purpose. There's a destiny where you're here to fulfill. And then you put yourself in groups or with people or associations who are not helping you build that capacity.
Mm.
I did a video this week about friends. I said, if you are not impacting people in your circle or they are not impacting you, it's time to move to higher ground. Somebody came and highlighted it, move to higher ground. I said, yeah, it's like there's drown, your place is flooding, there's flooding or something, right? So move to higher ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You owe it to yourself. A lot of us are so trapped. Like how do I put it? We are listening to people. The school of public opinion, a lot of us Ghana for we are like that. Oh, what will they say? What will they say? What
Yeah.
about what do you say? It's your life.
Mm.
So educating yourself doesn't mean you have to have first class, this, that. Wherever you are at, develop yourself. Even if you didn't go far, what's happening in the world right now? What can I do? Listen, we're talking of education. In the recent budget that came out, I don't know, remember the amount, but the Minister of Finance in Canada, they had allocated some money for AI to train people, because this is a new thing that's coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when people are laughing at Dr. Z for being a sociologist, those are the people that they consult on policies. This week there was something on the news. I forget what the news item was, but then here they were interviewing a guy. They said he's a sociologist, and I go, oh, when situations like this come up, those are the people who are consulted. So that's
Mm.
why he has an opinion and he's on the TV talking. But see our level of thinking in
Mm.
2024. We still think some professions are better than others. No.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, and I mean it's a lot. Self-dependency, it makes your dreams come true. Like we say, education it opens a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I know, okay, English is not my language, but I thank God that I learned it in Ghana before I came here, because I
Mhm.
see people who have to come and learn the language and the struggles that they
So,
go through.
yeah.
Even some of us, we can speak, but especially women, our women, we've been, oh, be submissive, be quiet. So we are so timid, we won't open our mouth to speak because we perceive that people will think a certain way of us. Think what you will. I have to speak. Your voice is your power. So these cultural things that we use to oppress each other, we have to stop. It
Mm.
can make your dream come true. Better yourself. And also, it creates a safer world. I mean, like last week, I made this example of some war starting because of, hot headedness. Like people don't
Mm.
agree. there's a lot going on in the world right now, right? Wars and things like that. And I can't be the mind and how we relate or react to situations. Also, confidence. Somebody mentioned it. Yeah, your ability to express your opinions and speak your mind. You are not going to shut me up just because you think I'm a woman. That won't happen. It is not right. Man, woman, they have to speak their mind, right? And also, it makes you a part of society, like you are accepted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, one other thing is that education prevents you from being taken advantage of. If you can read and write, nobody will come and,
Tell
you
you
know,
what you need to do.
yeah, cheat you, even sign here and you sign without knowing what you are signing and all that.
Exactly.
And of course, the economic growth is the most important part. So it says an educated society is crucial for economic growth. Yeah, we need people. Here is the thing, we need people to continue to learn and research so that we constantly stay innovative. So this is why when you are mocking sociology or mocking any other course, they are the people who are consulted. When they say, let's say here they are talking about First Nation health, who will they consult? They will consult those experts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then countries with higher literacy rates also tend to be in better economic situations. Let's think about that for a second. Look at us. We don't know how to have the emotional intelligence. We don't know how to have um, what is it called? Healthy discussions or healthy debates.
Wait.
Our default is insults. So that tells you the mindset, right? Sis, carry on. I
Okay.
had to
Thank you so
spew all that
much,
out.
Isaiah.
Mhm.
Like in terms of education, right? It,
Right.
it helps our mind to grow, our brains, because the less you learn, your brains will start shrinking. That's when you become hindered, right? It's like a certain block. No matter what sense someone speak to you, you will never get it.
Yeah.
In terms of, we have some individuals who will say education is not important, yet they want their daughter or sons to marry a doctor. And then
Yes.
the same thing goes, they want their sons and daughters to marry a lawyer. Okay,
Yes.
so if education is that not that important, why must you want to marry someone who have a profession that will make enough money? The
Mhm.
reason why, we have some mothers and some people who will encourage their family members, their children to marry someone who is well off, have enough money, is that they know that they're incapable of doing that, and with them asserting themselves with those people, they should be able to have an easy life without having to work hard for it. Because let's just, speak elephant in the room. When it comes
Mhm.
to our culture within our society and community, you have groups. We have different type of groups, right? We don't have
Mhm.
unity. So
Mhm.
if someone is speaking in terms of education, because there are a lot of, I would say 95% of doctors will not go and marry someone who sells
Mhm.
color willy.
Mhm.
All right, someone who is uneducated. And
Yes.
I stand to be corrected. If
Mhm.
you have found any research or statistic that says that differ what I'm saying, then of
Mhm.
course bring it forward. So
Yeah.
there are categories. Certain people who have been educated to certain level, they
Mhm.
don't date certain individuals because they feel that those individuals are not in their in their level to be
Sister
seen.
Joa,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt while I chuckle and laugh. This is the main issue Dr. Z is having on TikTok because she made this statement that the caliber of person you attract, right? Carry
Yeah,
on.
but that
It's
that is a fact though. You
yeah,
do
it
have
is.
some people, they will not date certain individuals because
Mhm.
they feel that they have surpassed that, right?
Yes.
And then you have individuals, it don't matter whatever level that they are, they will date anyone because we
Mhm.
we have our we each have our likeness and
Mhm.
dislike. So we can't force people, but like when you are educated, you have, as our sister, our dear darling said, we have a lot of opportunities, and nobody can bully you. Nobody
Yes.
can dictate your life for you.
Mhm.
You naturally become independent, and you are able to uh, kind of like observe and kind of figure out what it is that you need to do in life. A
Mhm.
lot of times, I mean, I believe when it comes to our culture and community, we need to be educated on characters. Yeah, we need to, because we also need to identify our characters, right? Because some of us get involved with other people based on their beauty, facial structure,
Mhm.
the size of their chest, the size of
Mhm.
their backside, and the size of their thighs, and and so forth. Whereas some of us, we more focus on the character, the personality.
Mhm.
So you have people. I mean, in terms of, we have some individuals who are not educated. They are very
Mhm.
successful, and they also look for certain people to be married to. So that statement is a fact.
Mhm.
So I'm not
Yeah.
understand why people, because a lot of times when people have different perception, or they assume what that means, or they don't have better understanding, they jump to their own conclusion. So in their mind,
Yeah.
they feel insulted because of how it was
They think.
said, or maybe the tone of voice that she may have used to kind of like explain where she was coming from. So I mean, a lot of times that happens when you don't understand someone. It turns into
Mhm.
conflict and
Yeah.
altercations.
Okay. Let me take a few comments before I lose them. So, Lady Lady Nika says, and that is what people will go watching unhealthy discussions. Look at how many people are watching this intellectual discourse. Pity, yes, we talked about that. And then Nanaraba says, being tech savvy exposed me to Y2A. Thank God for your lives. Yes, if you've come on, we are on Authors Hub Y2A. This is our first, our premier, what do you call it, Facebook Live, and we're talking about is education important? And Tony says, I think this is a testimony of mine. I came here in Accra to hustle, started seeing myself in classroom in my dreams with some people. A prophet in Ghana will tell you that seeing yourself in classroom is a setback. I have that dream so many times without understanding it. And when the time came, that setback dream have taken me to the University of Ghana, Legon. I mean, wow, that is it right there.
Mhm.
And most of us would say negative things about something because they don't have the resources to get it done. Internet and no mpo papa biom. It was dreams I had some time and a bemu at the right time. Yeah, this is the thing. We always put down what we don't know or what we don't understand. Yes. Nika says, wow, at your story. You know, I saw this, I don't know this person. They're a musician, obviously. Their name is Akwabo. I've never heard of them.
Oh yes.
He got married recently. And so I was looking at the pictures, and this person, this lady, I think they had a username, something. Of course, it's not their real name. This person wrote a here for our at the time, something, something, something.
Oh
And
my God.
I looked at it and I thought, wow, this is how we are. Instead of saying, oh, nice, very lovely, this and that, we default to the negativity. We don't know how to build people up. So
Yeah.
if you have the right mindset, when you see something, you'll appreciate it and say something good, even if you don't know them. I thought, oh, okay, this is nice, this is lovely. What is a here for about this?
If you don't have nothing nice to say, just
Don't say it.
I don't say nothing. I
Were
just
you
want,
not taught?
yeah, I think misery like company. So some people, when
Yes,
they see something they envious of, they don't have anything positive to say.
yes. So I will just quickly go through signs of a highly educated individual. And then if you have anything to add it on quickly, then we can go to impacts of not being educated. Now, Naraba says, can you imagine? Go check. They may not even be married or happy. Tell me about it. It's, I if I start talking, we could be here forever. So let's carry on.
True.
If this program were on TikTok, I imagine because of what is going on, you'd see the insults under
Your comments. So.
the
Sister, yeah, before you say the signs of may I say one thing? I
Mhm,
feel like people who have a tendency to insult
mhm,
and disrespect other people because they cannot measure themselves to the other person. So a
mhm,
lot of times when they feel infuriated, they will say things
mhm,
hurtful, thinking that they're
mhm,
hurting the other person, but they don't know they putting their personality out there.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. So, signs of a highly educated individual, they are intellectually curious.
Hmm.
They
Mm.
question assumptions. Talking about being intellectually curious. When I started writing a book, hello, Miss Sage, how are you?
Okay.
Nice to have you with us. I didn't have a clue about what it all entailed. All I knew is I need to write a book. Then, of course, I heard about marketing, this, that. So I had to force myself to become, as Nanarba said, tech savvy. Learn this, do this, StreamYard. You're learning all kinds of things. If I wasn't curious, I'd have given up because I'll say, oh, in Ghana at my age, this
Hmm.
is what is expected of a woman. Oh, somebody will come and say, oh, but you cry, you are over 60. What are you doing worrying yourself? No, I like learning. So right now, I force myself. I mean, I do. I don't say I can't do it. I'd rather try it,
Hmm.
fail, sit down, come back to it than say I won't do it at all. So also the question assumptions, they know how to form long-lasting relationships. They know how to handle conflict. They can think creatively. They have a good sense of humor. They leave a legacy. They are confident in their skills, which is necessary for winning, um, meeting new people, career, climbing the career ladder, and all that. They are observant and they are problem solvers. They also empower people around them. Do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I have one or two things. They are confident in their skills, and talent.
Thank you.
Uh, talent.
Mhm,
Um, they have, Sister, yeah, you said this earlier. They do have the ability to think independently
yes.
for themselves. They speak intelligently with
Yeah.
understanding. They don't just come to social media and hear someone saying emotional intelligence, and they go and say emotional intelligence without having understanding and knowledge of what emotional intelligence
Mhm,
is, right?
mhm,
They listen and they hear what others say, right?
mhm,
So, like when you go on a constructive, educative platform
mhm,
now, people hear each other and they speak from their perspective without putting the other person down,
Mm-hmm.
because we cannot all think the same way. So if someone says something you don't have clear understanding, the best possible way to kind of like exploit is to ask questions. What do you mean, Sister? Yeah, what did you mean when you said X, Y, and
this.
Z? Can you
Yes.
give me more details because I didn't quite get it? That's how you um, educate yourself, because something areas that you are limited, you ask
Mhm,
questions and you obtain information to be,
mhm,
for you to have the knowledge that you need to do, and then the ability to attack, ability to solve problems, right? Resolve
mhm.
problems. So it's like there's a whole lot of stuff. They also
Right.
work with guidance, because as
Mhm,
I mentioned earlier, when you are educated, you can read and write. You can have someone signing your properties away without you knowing.
yeah.
And within our community and society, many people go into marriage because of the same thing, properties and money and all that. So it's a whole lot around, but
Mhm,
we have a long way to go. A lot of people have a long way to go. So I don't know when it's going to take, because we talk about abrofo this, abrofo that, but wuba abroche America promo has a wunam abontia. Who broni krempo now, you don't even pay them any money, because before no do the ones who are very well educated, they don't look up to those people, because
No.
they are as capable as abrofo.
Yes.
When people are educated, they
Mm-hmm.
don't put themselves below abrofo.
No. No.
So
Are you
that,
done?
yeah, oh yeah, and sister,
Okay.
because you said most of it earlier,
Okay.
we read a lot.
Yeah.
We love to read.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
I have just one thing to add,
Mhm.
and it's they look at problems heuristically, because they're not afraid to fail. When there's a problem,
Mm.
you tackle it. They look at it as a challenge, and even as an opportunity to learn if you fail.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they're not afraid to, and they look at it objectively too. So
Mhm.
Most
that's all
definitely.
I have to
Yeah. Sis, I want to come to a point that you made that before normal American, the educated ones, they don't put themselves below. Let me tell you something interesting. I always make this comment that brofuna misuya wa Ghana, no, that is what I used here to work. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one time years ago, I'd written something that I was sending out to one of our clients, and my manager was not around to look at it, and I just needed him to do that oversight. So I went to the admin office and I said, "Oh, hey, I'm looking for such and such to look this over for me, but he's not here." And she looked at it and she goes, "Oh, yeah, that's okay. It's okay. It's good." She goes, "I wish some of the other officers would write the way you do."
Mm.
Exactly.
Me that have come from Ghana to, and I just, if I was somebody, I'd be running around the whole floor boasting and this and that. I just smiled to myself and I said, "Sir, no, no, you will respect me because
Exactly.
I learned over there and I brought it here."
Hmm.
Yeah, because we were, anyway, it's it's a lot.
You're right. I mean, like when you learn to stand on your own,
Mhm.
people cannot look down at you and stamp
Yeah.
on you, because you are capable of
Mhm.
defending yourself and advocating for
Yes.
everything that you stand for. When you are educated, well educated, well,
Yeah.
education, we have formal and informal.
Mhm.
So, like, there are layers and levels of it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
use these words because it's important for us to understand that we most of us may be educated, but our thinking process
Mm.
might be different. So if it's the style that you're not used to, you just need to learn to get used to it. And
Mhm.
then you implement your own. I mean, when I go to platform with knowledgeable, intelligent people speaking constructively, I stay, and it don't matter how long they on. I'll stay to listen because I'm learning
Yes.
something from it. But
Yes.
I don't have time to go and listen to someone insulting another person's mother, or being in somebody's business and stuff like that. And I always say this: the reason why, like, I do program, but I focus on life life issues, and then mostly marriage, relationship, self-building, self-development, personal
Mhm.
development, because I would hate to talk about somebody's problem, and that person to have the audacity to come and disrespect my parents, because my parents, uh, they have established themselves,
Yeah.
right? And
Okay.
I
Mhm.
can't have that.
Okay, good. I want to go over this comment that uh, Lady Nika has here, and it's so, so important. They know their rights and insist on it. A
Mhm.
lot of us, okay, and let's be real here. We come, and because we don't take the time to learn the system, we are not confident, we are timid, we can't even be advocates for our kids.
Mm.
I remember when my girls were in elementary and anybody dared call them that N name, I call the principal. I'd follow up. It's not for sitting down. No, you need to speak up.
Yeah.
So sometimes the people try to bully you in the system and all that. You go, no, you stand up and you get it done. Yes. And I like this statement by Nanara, but she said, hardly does the educated person fail and stay down. They always bounce back. Knowledge will keep you from perishing. Big ups to you, sis. The perishing part, bam. And Tony says, we were, hey, you are from Ebusia. Ebusia aye ni sika o. So be careful, be timid, be reserved, be low so you can avoid problems from outside. And limitations are most of our portions because of these families' words towards their own lives. It's true. What you
Right.
confess is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll move to the last bit of it and then we'll do the book promos. So, impacts of not being educated. Ladies, have at it.
Oh, hey,
Yes, so,
whatever we're going to speak from here on is our personal and and see some facts that we know, because when you go on social media, it's being displayed over there, so it's not like we just saying them.
Okay, who's going?
I
And
going.
you want me to start?
I can go. I'll be
Okay,
brief.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecies. Me here, neighbor. Me dwene ho.
Eh, okay. Science. I think I'll just give two and then
Mhm.
you can
Okay.
continue. Yeah. So we all know how the world is changing. The world is ever changing and it's not going to stop anytime soon. So
Mhm.
our success, I think it's founded on being or being in a continuous learning mode.
Mhm.
Because if the world is moving ahead of you, as you said,
Mhm.
the AI thing, it will get to a point if you don't know that you're stuck somewhere. So
Mhm.
whether in business or in life, living life, social life, whatever it is, whatever aspect of life, um, if you're not educated, and I'm looking at the continuous learning aspect, not
Mhm.
necessarily the classroom, but that also plays a role
Yeah.
here. Yeah, your success, it will be hard to be successful if you don't learn.
Mhm.
And one other thing that I find very, I don't know if it's confusing or I just don't understand is
Mhm.
um our society is like health, the importance of health. We're not
Mhm.
able to make like informed decisions, or we're not able to no, assess, not access, assess um the importance of health in our communities. And I think being educated, you'll be able to make informed decisions because you'll
Mhm.
be able to know the importance and be able to prioritize actually, because we'd
Mhm.
rather go buy a nice bag or a nice shoe, but when it comes to buying good food, we won't do it.
Mhm.
I started looking into lectin-free diet, and I see that most of the things are okay. Some of the things are things that our forefathers ate,
Mhm.
and then most of the things, when you go to the grocery stores, they are expensive. And when you tell people about it, they'd rather buy the unexpensive one, and yet they're wearing designer shoes. So sometimes I think,
Priorities.
well, where is the priority? Yeah, if you die, your designer shoes will be there. So why not invest in what goes into the body so
Mhm.
you can actually model your designer stuff?
Mhm.
And I think education plays a role in
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So those are my two bits.
Okay. Ajua.
Okay.
Let's.
So impact of not being educated is like, you are more likely to get involved in
Yeah.
crimes. And the
Mhm.
crimes could be like scamming others, 419, looking for rich people to uh date, and you pretending to be rich, yet you're not. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
you modify your picture on social media And then when they see you realistically, they want to run, you know,
Yes.
from you. Lower salary, just I spoke in terms of jobs that you will get, right? You'll
Yeah.
be
Mm-hmm.
more inclined to, like, work um positions that will not pay you well. There will definitely will not be any gender equality. You
Mm-hmm.
in that category. Um, you likely, most likely, will isolate yourself, because when you are out in the public and situation happens, you will not have the capacity, the capability to have effective communication. Effective communication can help you all around. You
Mm-hmm.
live in poverty, you know
Okay. Yeah.
um you like, when it comes to insult and disrespect, right? You have short span of, being angry. I'm not saying people who are educated will not get angry, but like people who are uneducated, they do not have the coping skills to self-regulate themselves, to pause for a second, kind of like, insert
Okay.
self-reflection right into them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like there's a lot of that. They're going to be lacking of some coping skills, or even basic life skills. Some of them will lack of it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, those are a few of them. I'll hit some others too, like unemployment, right? If you're not educated, like I've always made this I always made this example that if you have your diploma or degree or something and you get laid off from a job,
Mhm.
you'll say it's always easy to go find not that it's easy, but I mean you have the skill set. So maybe you may tell yourself that if I ever get laid off, I'll be willing to go down $5,000 in salary. Anything below, not no, right? And
Mhm.
then go from there. So it's easy to just go across, right?
Right.
But if you are here and then we are sliding, it's hard, it's difficult, you are stuck in the scene, you don't have any you don't have a leg to stand on, you don't have anything to negotiate with. But
Mhm.
if you have, you have the skill set, when you go to that job interview, you can negotiate,
Yeah.
so you have that power. And also poverty has been mentioned here a lot. Lady Nika mentioned it, and the social vices, like you are unable to escape poverty because you are stuck there.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even have your GED, but it will if you went to do it, you may be in a better position, and then from there you can go up. Let me take these comments quickly before I lose them. Nanarba says, imagine taking someone who won't learn table manners to a buffet meeting at Elmina Beach Resort. How will they use the joint knife, fork and spoon? Which glass is for wine or water? What is the side plate for? Impact or not, of not being educated as a cross. Tembia, start from the outside in. That's all I remember.
Mhm.
Tony says this last topic is topic in power. Being uneducated can kill, can kill your dreams and objectives. Tony, it can strip you from your course. Sometimes it can even make you hate an educated person. A lot of that going
Yeah.
on because you may think they are showing off or being too known. Being uneducated in this time is a Ghana jollof without a chicken meat. It's like
Mhm.
wanting to travel without a passport. You mess up with things. That is it right there. You
Yeah.
see, as we're talking, the other important thing is I mentioned it earlier, advocating for your kids.
Yeah.
Difficulty raising children, difficult to assist the child if the parent has no access to education.
Mhm.
So, you fall behind in cognitive development and literacy levels. Like, if you don't know what you're about, how do you go to the school? And we have all kinds of people too in that system. These
Yeah.
teachers and the authorities that they know. If you are a parent who's always in their face, they know.
Yes.
And if you are not, they can label your child and call them anything they want. And you don't have a leg to stand on because you are more interested in getting overtime, working 7 days a week to go build your mansion. I always
Mm.
make this example. You'll retire and go, you didn't advocate or build up your kids. So maybe you were in the lower rung of the employment ladder and you leave them there, or they could be in jail or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting that we come to these places and we don't take advantage of the system and develop ourselves. And also, like lack of education, it promotes exploitation. We've heard of the sweatshops, right?
Yeah.
Sweatshop labor, child marriage, prostitution, etc. If you think you feel that there's no recourse for you except to sell your body, that's what you'll do. And a lot of our ladies are doing that because nobody is teaching them that add value to yourself. That is not the only way to get ahead. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Come again, okay? Take care. Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
And then Nanaraba says the homework they are giving class 1 and 2 kids, hey, the educated cry are suffering. Kids come home and tell parents they got homework wrong. We must learn. Oh, nah, It's true. It's true. So yeah, some of these things like
Sister
we.
Yawoba approach America has say, especially Bronx, we call some schools bima. Awufu ni biba, who said Awufu way is educated and Awufu
Mhm,
way is not educated
yeah,
because of how they conduct
with
themselves.
them themselves. Yes.
A simple situation that can be resolved in a
Hmm.
matter of having effective communication. And then you have those who will be manipulated because they don't have the
Yeah.
ability to
Yeah.
they cannot function without someone,
Hmm.
dictating for them or directing them.
Yes. Okay. That's true. So this one here is very key to lack of representation. You don't have any voice if you are not educated. This
Yeah.
is leading to the oppression of women in developing countries. Ghana cry that we have educated women. Look at what is going on. So they prefer that you just stay there. Okay. So I'll touch briefly on what do you call it? The continuous learning because our time is fast spent. We need to do the promos too and wrap it up. It's just the practice of gaining new skills, knowledge, and information on an ongoing basis. Like I say, last week there was the opportunity to um, take a free where I always say that these courses that you see on social media, the first one is free, and then afterwards they give you their offer. You can take it if you
Yeah.
like it or not. So I canceled the first one. The second one too, I didn't go, and I'm just sitting there. But they send you the replay. So what I did is a webinar, like how to do a WordPress website. you
Right.
know, I kind of had an idea and I'm like, oh, okay, but I have it saved so I can take my time and go through it. Those
Mm.
are some of the little learnings that you do yourself. I have a lot of Udemy courses which I still haven't looked at, but they are there. So something comes up, even YouTube, how do you do this? It'll
Yeah.
come up and you're learning as you go along. There's so much out there, right? And also there's it's the constant development of an individual in response to company, industry, as well as external global development. If you are sitting in Ghana and there's a job in the US and you have the skill set, you apply for it, you'll get it. And people have. So, yeah, upscaling, right, is the process of acquiring new skills and knowledge continually over time. So, you're up, I like that term, upscaling. So, yeah, just develop yourself both personally and professionally, right? Open doors, new opportunities, all that to achieve your full potential. And also, what do you call it? Lifelong learning helps you to adapt to unexpected changes. It also allows you to step out of your comfort zone and take on new job opportunities. So, um, if anybody, like if you have a quick comment to add to it, we can start the promo. Let me see.
I think we have
Another thing-
provided enough
Okay.
information.
You can lose your sick your sick is it child if you are not educated. Your nurse or doctor will inject or administer drugs to your relatives if you are not learning and asking questions. Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. Advocacy. Yeah. So yes. So if you've just joined us, we've been on Antia's Book Corner. It has been Authors Hub Y2A. And here we are, Ya for that Tobra, Ya Botma Boating Russell, and Adjo Odo Mensna Sasu, dealing with education. Is education important was the topic. We tackled what is education, what is the aim of education, why is education important, signs of a highly educated individual, and impacts of not being educated. So we're going to do our book promo and then we will wrap up. Who wants to go first?
I think you already established that in the beginning.
Establish what? Go.
I'm gonna go. So,
Mhm.
I'm Adra Odomensa, and I have published one book, Unveiling My Life, a guideline to breaking free and reclaiming my life. It's about trauma, things that I endure, things that I learned, and how I was able to overcome uh, my trauma and living, a healthier and happier life, you know and my I this book became a reality through Sister Ya for the Atobra Antia's Own It Academy coaching and publishing services.
No, we'll come to that at the end.
That's true. So
Mhm.
I'm just getting ahead of everything. So,
Excited.
go to
Mhm.
Amazon. If
Mhm.
you interested in getting a copy of my book, to get a copy, no, just go and grab your copy. And there are
Yes.
a lot of insightful nuggets. Sister Ya will put it in there. I mean, it's a learning, it's a book with full of wisdom. So
Yes.
Sister Ya, Watma.
Oh, okay. You passed the baton.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Yabwatsma Boating Russell, and my book is Echoes of YABBR's Chronicles. Thank you. And uh, it's a book about discovering self and building bonds. And what I use are my experiences and insights as an African woman in the diaspora. Most of my experience are those, and also my experience as a child and how they affected my current experiences and how I'm in the self discovery journey. Well, that journey never ceases, so I can't say I've finished my journey. I'm still in it. So yeah, go get my book. There are interesting stories and lessons in there. It's on Amazon, and I find that it's easier to search with my name. I don't know why that
Yes.
is. So
Hmm.
you put in Yabwatma Boating
Russell.
Russell, even the Yabwatma Boating will bring it up, and then you can purchase my book to support a sister. Thank you.
Awesome. Good stuff. Okay, so I am Yafoda Atobra, and I have 5 books on Amazon, and these books were published from 2020 to 2024. And the first one is Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. It's an inspirational book. It's full of affirmations and encouragement, right? Truth and strength. It helps build you up. I've written different pieces and the scriptures to go along with it. It's very insightful and will inspire you. It came out in the COVID time. So, if you can imagine what that was like, I would say this book should have been a bestseller by now. The second book is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. Women are nurturers, always taking care of everybody, but we don't have time for ourselves. And when you try to go outside that box that we've been put in, they come at you. There's a lot of that going on. So it's hard to be yourself. And some of us to make excuses. Oh, my kids. Oh, this, oh, that. I am a classic example. If I'd sat around doing nothing, right now all my kids are grown up. I'd be sitting here twiddling my thumb, saying I'm bored, this and that, not knowing what to do with myself. Anybody We talk about empowering the girl child from 10 years old, even 8 years, they can read it and understand. You can discuss with them and build them up. The third book is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. It's a devotional. I take a passage from the scriptures and I weave my understanding around it. There's a section also called Practical Nyamisem, based on how I see our worship, how we worship God in Ghana. Sometimes we are not very practical. Yeah, we think that manna is going to fall from heaven. Meanwhile, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So why are you not acting? Take action, right? And own it is a guide to taking accountability and responsibility for your own life journey. If I had a drone, I think I would get copies and just throw them all over my motherland. We need it, own it. You see, we have this sense of entitlement. We won't think for ourselves. Everything is done for us. And so when you ask people to be responsible, they come at you. If you ask them to be accountable, they come at you. But that's how we were grown up. I was like that till I came here and had to fend for myself. So it's a lesson we all have to learn. If you want to be better in life, nobody's going to come and do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And the fifth book is My Unapologetic Self. It's a guide to being real and living life on my own terms. We were brought up a certain way. There's the cultural values, there's the good ones and the not so good ones. I decided to do away with the not so good ones, take the good ones from where I am now, I put it together, and that's how I live. We're identified, they put an identity on us. So you are this is who you are. You don't know who you are. When you grow up, you go, no, this does not work for me. Who am I? So it's always good to figure out yourself, what you stand for, and be your unapologetic self. It's not to say you're going around trampling on people, but you refuse to allow people to define you. You get to define you. So get your copies. Again, it's easier to search under my name. So YAA Further Atobra on Amazon will bring you to the books. And then also, I am the CEO of Own It Academy. The main thing we do here is the book publishing and coaching. So I will have my two ladies give their testimonies or reviews of Own It Academy. Ladies, kindly.
Okay, so when it comes to Antia's Own It Academy, coaching and publishing services, um, as I mentioned earlier, Sister Ya for the Atubra, she was my coach. She made it a reality for my book to be written and to be published. She supported me. She assisted me, guide me throughout from beginning to an end. And I would recommend her for anyone who would like to write her story, because the finishing of my book, I love it. I have read it so many times. It's my story, but
Yes.
I enjoy rereading it because
Yes.
it tells me this is something that I created.
Yes.
I never dreamed. I spoke about writing a book for a long time, but Sister Ya persistent, her support, and through her coaching, my writing has also changed. Whereas my supervisor, one time we were talking, we were doing supervision, and she was like, "Oh, Emilia, I see that your writing style has shifted." And I was really like dumbfounded that she, even because she has a lot of other
People.
staff that she oversee to it. So the fact that she was able to pinpoint that, I just realized, my interaction with
Mhm.
Sister for that and her coaching style has also impacted me with my writing. And I thank you for that, Sister. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Yes, this is what we call a community, building each other up.
Collaborate.
Mm, yeah.
Yes, Miss Ya.
Okay. Yes. When it comes to my book, yeah, I'd been writing the book. Actually, even writing the book itself, It's through collaborating with the Antia when she started with the reflections. That actually started building my confidence. And after she had published two, I became serious about it because she kept saying, "You can do it too." So yeah, I put in the work, and then when I was done, I gave the whole thing to her. At that time, she had started the um what is it, Own It Academy,
Mhm.
right? I don't want to.
Yes.
Yeah, she has so much going on. I have to remember which one is which. Anyway, she has started the Own It Academy, so I sent it over to her, and she edited the whole thing for me, and she even did it before the deadline she gave me. So yeah, it felt good, and I learned a lot from the edits that she did, because there are a lot of things that I overlooked, and she pointed them out, corrected them also for me. And even after I had published it, there was also a review that she gave me. I've forgotten the word that is, but yeah, so I
Mhm.
had to go back and fix it even after the book was published. So you can trust that if you want to write a book and you don't even know how to start, she can help you. If you've done something and you want to continue or you need help finishing it, she can do that too. And I think she would follow you till the book succeeds, because she's been giving me feedback even after the publishing has to. Yeah. So yeah, I think you should take advantage now before she gets too busy and she books you a year ahead.
Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate your reviews. So, Own It Academy, we're here to serve and support you. You know what? We always say that other people's stories are more interesting than ours. No, it is not so. There's a lot going on in life. You may have a different angle to some situation, and it's an answer to somebody's issue. So never hesitate to step out and do the needful. We've been programmed to not pay attention. We walk through life, drifting through life. Where's Amajo? Just clueless until we get an awakening, and then we realize, hey, time is passing. We need to do something. So yes, I am grateful. It's when you're doing your passion, I tell you, it's you don't, there's no stress to it. Like, I mean, you have to meet deadlines, you have to do this and that, but you're doing what you enjoy. And I'm retired now, so I can do whatever I want, and that's what I do. So, so yes, ladies, a quick wrap up, and then we can go, unless you don't have anything to add.
Well, just a little bit. Continuous learning. There's no excuse for it, because I'll share a short bit. I came to
Mhm,
Canada and it took me about almost 10 years to
mhm,
be regularized or put in the system
mhm,
properly.
mhm.
And between that time, I didn't just sit around.
Yes.
Um, I couldn't work because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Mhm,
So what I did was I found like free educational websites, and some they do give certificates and others don't.
mhm.
So you're learning.
Yeah.
And I realized that when I started regular school, like we did a course on logic, and I had
Mhm.
already done it.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's a
yeah, so
plus.
it did help me a lot because I had
Mhm,
already read about it. It's confusing. I hate that course, but yeah, it helped me. So there's really no excuse to not to learn.
mhm,
And if you find out what your passion is, I think you can also learn towards that angle because you would enjoy
mhm,
it more.
mhm.
It would help. And yeah, this example of if you work in a factory and you can't read,
Mm,
if there's a danger sign, forget about the courses that they do during orientation.
mhm,
What if there's something and you can't read it? I mean, there's no excuse at all.
mhm,
So yeah,
mhm.
that's all I had.
Send me that list of free, so I look at it,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Okay, okay, sis.
So for me, up until I further my education, I was timid. I was, I lack of effective communication. I have anger management problem. I had so much going on,
Mhm,
not by my choice, but based on people that I was I was putting into in care with, right? Because
mhm,
some of them lack of education. They kind of embedded things, those things that were limited.
Right.
So we also have to understand that very well educated people or educated people, we all speak differently. But like we each have our standards, and most times when we come together on social media or even in person or all around, because now due to technology and the broadening of social media, you have people all over the world. They can come across a video or a program that you did. Some of them will have clear understanding, others will love what we discussed today, others may not like it so
mhm,
much because they feel like we throw in daggers and stuff like that. We speak in the plain fact, right? And when you learn to acquire knowledge, you understand where we're coming from. So
mhm,
education is very important. Uh, Formal and informal. I mean, what we're doing on social media is informal, but like, a lot of people they prefer the formal education, but we can
mhm.
also teach ourselves and learn something new each time and then practice it. When you learn something, you don't put it in practice, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
So, yes, we've said a lot today. What I would like to leave you with is life is a lifelong learning, continuous learning. Read, build yourself up. I do a lot of videos. I can read a book and get an idea and write about it. Somebody may say, "Oh, why is she always there talking? What is that? Blah, blah, blah. I wish you would just go sit down." No, I have a lot of books. There's an unending source of information. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I can do that and then I can speak from my mind. This is all part of it. You are impacting people, impacting yourself. We need to grow and learn. And if you don't understand situations, ask questions. This insult behavior has to stop. It would stop if you would ask a question, try to understand. Try
Mhm.
to understand. The level of comprehension is so, so poor, you know. Don't, that should not be your default. Educate yourself as well as build your character, like emotional intelligence, like how to relate to people, how to act around people. It's all important. So we thank you for patronizing our program today. This has been Authors Hub Y2A. We'll be back your way next time with another program of interest. So we could be on Facebook or we could be on TikTok, but we'll let you know. Thank you so much for Pet. We can't mention names, but thank you for the interaction. We appreciate your support. And if you have any questions, DM us and we'll respond. Take care. Let's meet back door, ladies. Take care, okay? We love you. Bye.
Share the program, please. Don't just come and listen. Share them.
Yeah.
Yes, that too.